Hi, my name is Chef Gibbs. I'm the general manager at a restaurant in Victoria Island, Lagos, and I'm the vice president of the Culinary Arts Practitioners Association Nigeria. So I'm here to shed my own thoughts on the agri-food business industry, and just to basically talk about critical ideas that agribusinesses can implement to sort of make the most out of businesses in this year 2020. The agribusiness is getting a lot of limelight these days, and it's important that we have these conversations around what we need to do, what we're currently doing, and what we can do better. I like to look at the agribusiness sector from a few points: production, quality assurance, customer base, chain, translation, interpretation, and more conversions, basically. And so I'll just say a bit about all these points that I mentioned. So production, obviously, there's a lot of demand these days, so it's important that we sort of start to figure out how we can do better in terms of pushing out more products. So there's a lot of scarcity these days, and it's sort of a thing of concern. It's a question do better in terms of pushing out more products. So there's a lot of scarcity these days, and it's sort of a thing of concern. It's a question to be had. Should we ask if farmers are producing more, or getting to the products is more difficult than it normally is, or we haven't just figured out how to balance the demand? Is that the problem? But whatever the problem is, we need to just have the conversations around it. Then quality assurance, we need to do better with that, obviously. And I think that it's a thing of getting consumer interfaces more connected to farmers. So people need to know what products consumers are using, and they need to know what's in demand. There's a lot of items that come from the farms that are not being used, simply because people just think that, okay, let's grow this product and send it out. But there is a certain texture, look, feel that consumers require, or that chefs even work with, to sort of deliver certain items. Then there is the part of consumers. So I like to say that chefs play a very important role for certain items. Then there is the part of consumers. So I like to say that chefs play a very important role, for example, in the supply chain, right? So in a sense, you probably would lump us with restaurants, hotels, consumers. But if you want to look at it from another angle, you see that chefs play a role in interpreting these products. So for example, a farmer wants to do a commercial on maize, corn. Instead of just saying buy this corn and you can use it for this, why not go as far as doing a farm to fork kind of program, where you get a chef and they design, they curate a menu with your product that is sort of interesting to the consumer, and that sort of opens a new perspective on what that product can become on the plate of the customer. So there are several things that can definitely be done. It's just the first step is to have the conversations around it. Obviously, automating processes is very key. I stand to be corrected, but I dare say that a farmer sending items out of his farm to maybe from in the north to the west, I'm be done. It's just the first step is to have the conversations around it. Obviously, automating processes is very key. I stand to be corrected, but I dare say that a farmer sending items out of his farm to maybe from in the north to the west, I dare say that they probably don't even know the conditions in which those items get to the end user. So once it's left the farm, it's probably just out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. But if it was an automated process where every single step is documented, and a farmer can look at maybe an app or a website or something and say, okay, I sent tomatoes out 3:45 p.m. on the 5th of March, and as it moves, he sees the progress. He sees as it goes all the way to Lagos. That would be very, very cool. So that way we're able to track anything. Maybe there's issues with bandits, issues with maybe there are damages. Maybe we send 50 tons, only 20 tons landed. Like, we're able to track all these things because we're able to sort of see the progress rate on an automated system. What else? Yeah. Thank you very much.